All right, so we're here to talk about the Treasure Island Autonomous Shuttle Pilot. And we have a bit of a presentation and then some points for discussion at the end. We also have breakout rooms available in Spanish and Cantonese. So I'll have Esteban and then Connie do introductions.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Esteban y esta presentación cuenta con un servicio de interpretación al español. Si desea unirse a la sala de español, haga clic en el icono de salas de reuniones o breakout rooms y después haga clic en la opción de la sala de reunión en español. Levante la mano si en algún momento tiene alguna dificultad o inconveniente para unirse. Gracias.
大家嚟到今次嘅會議，如果你哋需要中文服務，請點擊下方嘅 breakout rooms 收睇呢個中文嘅會議內容。如果需要幫助，請使用會議中嘅raise hand 功能去發問。多謝。
All right, if everyone wants to go to the rooms. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bit of just a context of what we talk about, what we mean when we say autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles are also known as self-driving cars. These are vehicles that have technology that make it possible to drive on streets with little or no human involvement. This pilot project is planning to use an autonomous shuttle, like the one shown in the picture here. And a shuttle can hold multiple passengers and can also accommodate wheelchairs and other mobility devices. The AV shuttle, I'm going to call autonomous vehicles AV, or as short, because it's quite lengthy. So AV shuttle pilots this would be the first or one of the first demonstrations of AV shuttles transporting the public on public roadways in California. The pilot would include an onboard attendant at all times for all operations, and the pilot would be for 9 months later in 2023 and have free rides to the public. The shuttle pilot service will effectively be a circulator on Treasure Island. It would not serve Yerba Buena Island because of the steep grades and sharp turns. The project would also include ongoing data collection and community engagement to get feedback from both riders and non-riders. The pilot will help TIMA, the Treasure Island Mobility Management Agency, understand more about autonomous vehicle operations. And it's also an opportunity to apply autonomous vehicle technology for shared public service. The ongoing engagement will help us learn more about the perceptions of the pilot service, both from riders and other people who travel on Treasure Island. As part of the outreach, we'll also establish community partnerships to support workforce development, educational opportunities, and economic development. The pilot has 4 goals. We want to understand the safety features and capabilities of AV shuttles. We also want to understand how an AV shuttle pilot can support on-island travel needs. What the organizational and different operational needs are for AV shuttle service. And through public outreach, partnerships, and data collection, we want to document lessons learned and be able to share those. The shuttle pilot would connect the ferry terminal and on-island destinations and other residential areas on the island. There are limited route options because of the ongoing construction on Treasure Island. So we're working closely with SFMTA and TIDA to determine a route that will align with the construction plans and also meet the needs of the community. The proposed route that you see here is based on the existing Muni 25 route, but the shuttle and Muni buses would not share the same stops. The shuttle would increase on-island transit service by operating 2 vehicles at about 10 to 15-minute headways. So between the existing, and this would be between the existing Muni service that comes about every 15 to 30 minutes most of the day. The shuttle, as I mentioned, would not serve Yerba Buena Island, as you can see here. And we're here today to get your input on the service and the different routes and stops that are being considered to help us shape the long-term or the pilot service plan. So a bit about our schedule. We are selecting the vendor and going through that now. We're also planning to do outreach in the winter of 2023 to have the vendor or provide an opportunity for folks to meet the vendor and see the vehicle. In spring of 2023, there would be a testing service. This would be without passengers, so it's an opportunity for us to test the vehicle and the route. And then later in 2023, have a pilot service. This would be with passengers, and the project is expected to be complete in spring of 2024. So I want to pause here for questions. If you have any questions, you can come off mute. No questions? Okay. So Mark, I think you're the only person here who's we're seeking input from. So if you want to come off mute and give some feedback, we are hoping to get your input to help us shape the pilot. So the first question we're asking is what kind of trips you might be using the AV shuttle for, and some options are on the screen. Connections to the ferry terminal for trips to San Francisco mainland, recreation trips on the island, work-related trips on the island, errand trips, or perhaps maybe you're not interested in using the AV, but just are here to learn a little bit more or have other ideas. And if you could also use the chat too. Okay, so we're also wanting to know the most important aspects of the shuttle for you. Some examples are on the screen. Again, you can come off mute or use the chat. Some options would be cleanliness, limited occupancy or masking requirements, wheelchair accessibility, an onboard operator or attendant, industry or workforce training, or different community partnerships with local businesses and nonprofits. Then we're also seeking input on the stops. So there you can see on this map, there's 11 stops being considered. So we want to hear which of the stops are most important to you. We also want to know what types of day the shuttle pilot would be most useful, and importantly, if there's any activity scheduled on the island that you think the shuttle should serve. And all of this information and an online survey are available on the project website, which is down at the bottom of the screen, sfcta.org/treasure-island-shuttle. So there's a survey open till the end of the month. We encourage you to take it, and we also encourage you to share it with your friends or any other people who may be interested in providing feedback. And if there's any other questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, this is the end of the presentation.